If you ever wanted to run your own prison, just to see if you're up for the task of dealing with hardened criminals from anywhere in the globe, well, if your answer is no, then okay then. But I'm going to show you this wonderful game that I found anyway, that will help you to test your skills. Prison Architect, an old classic of Introversion software that was in alpha for 6 years. I'm not kidding people, 6 years to make these glorious graphics that you see before you people. And the game is basically where you take the role of an overseer sort of position and create your own prison, deal with hardened criminals coming from loads of different backgrounds, different security levels, different traits. You can deal with gangs, riots, disgruntled prisoners in solitary. The list goes on, quite frankly. And when you start a new game, you either have the option to start in an empty plot of land in the middle of nowhere, or decide from a multitude of different pre-built prisons that come with the DLC and the base game, along with different wardens that allow different sort of boosts and add-ons that affect your prison life, or the prison that you're dealing with, and can sort of change the way that the game actually works in its own weird little way. I'm not sure if I can actually explain. And the game also contains a lot of different types of characters that are randomly generated and have very varied rap sheets of different crimes depending on the type of security you take, such as false imprisonment, murder, possession with intent to supply, trafficking, human trafficking, drug disorderly behaviour, rioting, arson, perjury, where you lie in court. There's kidnapping, carjacking. The list just goes on and on depending on who you pick. And if you are playing the PS4 version or the Xbox 360 version, then you will also have the option to purchase DLC, which adds criminally insane prisoners, which are very, very unpredictable, and you never really know what they're gonna do. And they have different sort of reputations as well. They're different to the other characters. And these security levels go from low security all the way up to death row, and depending on which security class you pick, it adds to the trouble of dealing with them, such as the low risk prisoners having a bit of a higher chance of becoming snitches or ex-law enforcement, and high risk prisoners tending to have outbursts of violent tendencies towards the other prisoners or staff members, and leaving you with just a decorated prison lobby of just dead guards everywhere. And it's not very fun to see dead guards everywhere in a prison. And in addition to dealing with these different types of security levels, you also have the issue of dealing with different gangs within your prison, and gang activities such as taking over common rooms, drug trading, weapons trading, luxury trading, just trading within your prison, which will raise the money within the prisoner's bank account or pockets. And it will be quite obvious if you see some guy walking around with like 50 grand in his pocket. And these gangs will also attempt to take over different sections of the prison, such as common rooms, security rooms, yards, anything really. And if you're not a very good prison warden and you neglect the prisoner's needs, then this will cause the whole prison to descend into utter bloody chaos. Despite actually being in development for 6 years and still being worked on to this day by both the developers and the community with the release of mod support on the Steam Workshop, I am going to give this game a rating of 7.5. And the reason I'm going to give it that is because there are still some bugs here and there in both the console version and PC version. But, I mean, 6 years working on a game, I mean, that must be a lot of effort to put in. So, that's the rating I'm going to give it. And I will see you guys in the next review. possibly in a century or two. Bye bye. See you next time.